We think that Lake Savant has great potential for world record fish, and we feel that at Wildewood, when you get here, you're greeted with a smile from our staff and from us, and we want to make you part of the family.
This is my biggest ever. Happy to be here.
This camp offers good value because the fishing's good, you know, the price is right. Everybody should experience this country once.
One of the best lakes I've fished in a long time. We'll be back.
Well, Wildewood is a hunting and fishing resort located out of northwestern Ontario, and we're located on Lake Savant. We have 6 cabins and a main lodge. We can have a capacity of sleeping of about 35 people, so we're a relatively small resort. The nice thing about staying at Wildewood is that we are located to some of the best fishing that Lake Savant has. It's 25 miles long. It's approaching 90,000 acres in size. We have several bays. We have over 400 miles of mainland shoreline alone. Lake Savant has a couple hundred islands, and it's home to the largest woodland caribou in Ontario, and several of the caribou live on those islands that are located on Lake Savant.
This is as close to pristine country as you'll get in this day and age, I think.
Savant Lake walleyes, 1 hour.
In our waters of Lake Savant, we have walleye, northern, lake trout, and whitefish.
Woo! Big walleye. Here we go.
It's been noted to us that Lake Savant is in the top 3% of all Ontario lakes for its fisheries. It has world-class lake trout, walleye, and northern.
Wildewood. I don't know, you be the judge.
Walleye fishing here in Lake Savant is excellent. It's a great species that has tremendous potential for 30-plus inch walleyes, and a spot we call the Narrows is just a short 10-minute boat ride from here, and you can virtually catch fish after fish in the evenings.
Walleyes from eating size to, I think the biggest we've had is a little over 30.
On Lake Savant, we have a good food chain system, a good bait fish population. So it's allowed our fish to grow fast and get heavy real quick. They're a nice, deep, dark yellow color.
19 to 24 inches is just all day long fish. You know, even a 25 or 26 doesn't get more than a comment anymore. We used to take a picture, if we get a 26, oh, we gotta take a picture of that. Well, after a while, you just say, cool. This is a fisherman's lake. You know, if you like to hunt fish and find new fish, which is what I enjoy the most, or if you want to sit on a school fish and put 50 or 100 fish in a boat, you can do that.
We have a great technique here that we use. We throw a 6 to 8 inch sucker minnow with a stinger hook in the back, and it continuously produces walleye over 22 inches on a routine basis. You don't need too much in your tackle box. Quarter-ounce jigs with a twister tail, live bait works great. Some folks, as you get into midsummer to August, we use a technique called speed trolling, a lot of casting with rapalas, real nice numbers and nice heavy fish.
You're sitting here with close to 90,000 acres, very little fishing pressure. It's got tremendous structure in it.
My first lake trout that I caught in Savant Lake, and it's a nice one.
Lake Savant is one of the few lakes around our area that have lake trout in them, and because of its deep, cold waters, it has a great, healthy population of lake trout.
And nice lake trout too. You know, you've got eaters and you've got wall hangers.
Lakers here are a great size. You can expect to come here if you work hard enough to catch a laker over 20 pounds. We have a number of lake trout fishermen that come here. It consistently produces fish in the 20 and 30 pound range throughout a season. And it has a very good potential of world record lake trout in it.
They're spirited. You get a 35, 40 inch lake trout, your arm's gonna be tired. Yeah, you'll find out if you're in good shape.
Great stories that we hear at Wildewood when someone has a big lake trout on is that when they're bottom bouncing with about a 1 pound ball, they'll have a hit and they're not quite sure if it's a fish, but most of them think it's actually a snag. It feels like a log is the quote they used. So they continue to wind it in, and all of a sudden the log starts to move away from the boat. We've had several occasions where some of the spools on the reels have unwound completely, and customers have lost all the line on the reels due to probably a very large lake trout.
I got spooled off here. My first year Peg and I were here, I'd never been spooled off before, fishing for walleye, and it had to be a big lake trout.
Generally for lake trout on Lake Savant, we like to troll with spoons in deep water. We also like to vertical jig with a big sucker minnow. Another great technique is springtime is troll with musky plugs along the shores where in their shallows. Fall is an excellent time for lake trout fishing. That's their spawning season. So you can find them on the 3 nearest islands to the camp, and it's usually stockpiled and the waters are boiling with lake trout. We have all the rigs ready to go. We have the terminal tackle, the rods and the reels, all the lines on them, and all you have to do is ask to come and use our lake trout gear. We'll take you out and give you a complimentary orientation how to fish these lakers and get you hooked on some real big fish, and you're going to be addicted to lakers just like we are here at Wildewood.
That's a nice northern.
The biggest freshwater fish I've ever seen in my life I saw in this lake, and it was a northern, and there's no doubt in my mind it was a world record fish. The head on that fish was, and I've told so many people this, was probably 12 inches wide, and it had a hold of my walleye, and it was a 4-pound walleye, and it was very capable of swallowing that fish easily.
Along with walleye and lake trout, we have a great population of northern with big, healthy fish. If you're really targeting big northerns, a technique that we use here is trolling down deep for them, or you can cast the shorelines with spinners. A great possibility for catching a trophy pike is when you are lake trout fishing. They tend to feed on the same bait fish that the lakers do. You have great potential of hooking into a very large northern while lake trout fishing.
I don't think I've got anything bad to say about this lake. It's everything. Of all the lakes we've went to, this is the one that fits what I enjoy doing and what most guys that like to fish do.
To reach us at Wildewood, we have a map that you can obtain off our website, which will direct you exactly to the pickup point. When you arrive at Wildewood, we'll pick up your fishing crew and transport you in our 15-passenger Econoline 350 custom-made 4-wheel drive van. It's got a 5-inch lift, a roof rack, and a custom-made trailer. Transport all your gear dry. You will be able to load on that trailer as much gear as you can possibly bring. So there's no limits, as there are limits in flying-in services. The ride into the resort is a great adventure. It's 5 miles. You go through woods, you go along one lake, you go through some pretty deep mud holes, and it creates much, much better comfort, quality. There is one trail into this entire 90,000-acre lake, and that trail is controlled by us, and it brings you right to your doorstep of your cabin.
It's a nice ride in, you know, and to be able to go through the bush, because most people will never, you know, venture beyond these cabins and really see what the bush is like. That gives you a good chance to get a feel for it. You can bring all your toys with you if you want to, and it's safe, and you can get in and out without being trapped. Or you can get trapped on a fly-in and not be able to get in or not be able to get out.
It's all a package price, so there's no surprises when you show up. On the morning of your departure, we will meet you in front of your cabin. We'll personally load your gear into the trailer and get you out at any time you need to depart. Our cabins are all spread out through the resort here, and you have privacy. We have 2 new cabins. They have hot and cold water at a kitchen sink, a bathroom vanity, and hot and cold shower. You still have an outdoor toilet facility. The remaining 4 are our older cabins. They're rustic. Our 4 remaining rustic cabins are all clean and have all the amenities that you'll need to prepare your fish in and cook all your meals. We have different size cabins which sleep different amounts of people, so we can accommodate large groups, small groups, medium groups, whatever's necessary. All the cooking utensils are there. We have comfortable beds.
We stay in one of the older cabins because we're older guys, and that's kind of what we're used to, and we enjoy that. Now, when my wife and I were here, we stayed in a new cabin. She's happy.
In our 4 remaining rustic cabins, you have a community shower house. And we have a great fish cleaning facility for our customers, and when you arrive, we have running water in there to wash your fish out with. We have freezer space, and we have fish packing bags. We have frozen block ice for our customers here to use for daily trips out in the water for their coolers, or they may use it when packaging and freezing up their fish for the long journey home. We have 2 Cummins diesel generators which run 24/7. You'll have electricity and all the power you'll need every minute that you're here at Wildewood. In the interim, when we have bright sunny days, we also have a solar system which will run probably 90% of the time for all your electrical needs. We have great communication systems here at Wildewood. We have a newly installed internet system. It's wireless. It's obtainable in all of the 6 cabins throughout the resort. We also have a radio phone. Our boat and motors that are supplied for our customers are a 16.5-foot wide-beamed V-hulled Alumamarine outfitted with a 15 4-stroke electric start motors. Our 16.5-foot boats can handle the big waters of Lake Savant with plenty of power. Bait is all included in our package price. You get 2 dozen minnows per person per day. Those are replenished each morning on your dock, and also is your gas at your boat, and your boat is prepped and ready to go for the day's venture. When folks ask what they need to bring to our resort, your own personal life jacket, your own personal fishing gear, and your food that you require. To all our guests, upon their arrival, we invite them over for what we call hot dog night, and it's a gathering that we use to introduce everybody in camp to each other, so it's like a small little community, plus it gives our staff a chance to meet everybody that's come in and to introduce you and welcome you to Wildewood. We serve up hot dogs, chips, baked beans. Just bring your own drink and we'll light the fire in the front porch and you'll have a nice time.
Real good time. Catching a lot of fish and happy.
You get a complimentary day of fishing to show you the fishing hot spots, the techniques we use. We'll take you out and cook you a shore lunch and show you a day you'll never forget.
It's got good people that work here. We've got to know them over the years and we consider them friends.
When you combine the quality of fishing that you have versus the rates that we charge, they are outstanding. You won't find a better priced resort in the industry.
Matt's prices are very competitive with fly-ins. If you add the cost of the flight and everything else, why, it's a better deal actually.
Well, next year, when you're looking for a place to go, do your friends and yourself a favor and come out here to Wildewood Lodge.
We hope you come and visit us here at Wildewood on Lake Savant. You'll experience some wonderful fishing, great customer service, and dedication to make sure you have a trip of a lifetime. So come and visit us and meet new friends. You won't be disappointed.